Welcome to the Bleeding Hour, where the road home might not take you where you think. Tonight's tale follows a bus route that no longer exists. No signs, no schedules, no return. It only appears when the rain is heavy and you're lost enough to board.
Once you step on, you don't get off.
This is The Last Bus on Route 13. Every city has a ghost. Some wear old stories, others ride the wind or hide in flickering lights. But in this city, the ghost drives a bus. They say, when the rain is heavy and the hour is late, a bus appears that no one remembers boarding. And once you're on, you don't get off. Daniel Mercer was the last known person to ride Route 13. He was just a tired man, finishing a long shift. And when the storm came, he made a choice. One we're all told not to make. He stepped on a bus that didn't exist. And he never stepped off. Daniel actually lived alone, worked nights fixing signs, the kind of man you don't notice until he disappears. That night everything went wrong. The client delayed payment, the lift jammed, and just as he packed up, his car refused to start. The rain was relentless, cold, blinding. He called a cab. No signal. Uber. Nothing. His phone battery blinked red. 1%. That's when he saw it. A terminal. One he swore wasn't there yesterday. No people, no noise. Just a dark platform and an old sign that read, Route 13. The bus was already there. No sound. No engine. No light. Just waiting. Daniel stepped closer. Rain hit the pavement like nails on metal. The door opened on its own. Sharp hiss of air escaped, like something inside had been holding its breath. He stepped in. Inside, no driver, just rows of seats. Silent passengers, children. They didn't move. They didn't blink. They sat, staring forward. He called out, "Is this going downtown?" No answer. But the bus pulled away. The ride was silent. Too silent. The hum of the road was wrong, more like a heartbeat. Daniel looked out the window. That wasn't his city. Buildings twisted in ways they shouldn't. Street signs flashed names he hadn't heard since childhood. Miller Ave, his first grade teacher. Gallows Turn, the lake where his cousin drowned. The bus wasn't taking him anywhere new. It was taking him back. His phone still read 11:57 p.m. That's when the children began humming, all of them, at once. Off-key, the same song his mother used to sing. Wildfires when he was scared. Lightning cracked outside, but it didn't flash the sky. It flashed the windows. In them, Daniel saw himself. First, he saw his mother screaming during a childhood storm. Next, a college girl crying in the rain. He left her. No goodbye. Then, headlights, a crash, a man crawling on the road. Daniel kept driving. The bus wasn't just showing him memories, it was collecting him. Every seat was another part of him he'd tried to forget. The more he watched, the older he felt. His hands were wrinkling. Time was unraveling. Then he noticed her. One child who had turned. She wore a red coat. Her lips were stitched shut. but her eyes were wide, pleading. She reached for Daniel's hand, ice cold. She mouthed, "Don't get off. Don't get off." Blood started leaking from her eyes. The humming stopped. The lights went out. Everything turned black. And the bus plunged into a tunnel. A tunnel that wasn't made of concrete. It felt like skin. Then, silence. Daniel awoke on a bench. The bus was gone. The storm had passed. His clothes were dry. He looked around. Not a soul in sight. But something was wrong. The station was old, decayed, as if it hadn't been used in decades. A flickering CCTV camera hummed above. Daniel stood and caught his reflection in a puddle. But the reflection didn't move. It just stared. He rushed home. The streetlights flickered the same way they had in the bus, but this wasn't his neighborhood. The signs were older, the trees taller. Something had changed. Inside his apartment, everything looked right, but the photos were wrong. In one, he stood with a girl. She looked familiar. The girl in the red coat. Daniel searched her name. What he found chilled his spine. 1978 school bus, Route 13, crashed during a flood. No survivors, except one girl who was never identified. And next to the article, a photo, blurry, but Daniel swore he saw himself in the background, watching. That night, Daniel stayed awake. The power flickered. Just after midnight, he heard a hiss outside, the sound of air brakes. He looked out his window and saw a bus parked across the street. Rain, falling again. A silhouette sat in the driver's seat, whisper, watching his window. Daniel backed away, but the door creaked open behind him. Not the front door, the back. A child's voice whispered, "Last stop?" The next morning, Daniel was gone. No sign of struggle, just a puddle in his kitchen, and muddy footprints leading to the door. Weeks passed, then months. Police closed the case. No leads, no motive. But online, whispers grew. A forum called Forgotten Routes shared a thread. "I saw Route 13 last night." A photo, blurry, rain, a bus, children, same red coat. One post stood out. "Got on just to dry off. Didn't see a driver. Heard a girl whisper in my ear, 'Don't get off.'" The user never posted again. So if you're walking home late and it starts to rain and a bus pulls up, one you've never seen before, with fogged up windows and humming passengers, don't get on. Because once you board, you're already part of the route. Route 13, the bus that only stops for the forgotten. Every city has a street no map will show. And sometimes, a bus still runs it. So next time you're alone at the stop, and a bus pulls up with no lights, no number, no driver's face, don't get on, let it pass. Trust me. This has been The Bleeding Hour. Subscribe before the doors close.